Best of greetings to you all, dear world class students. Welcome to another lesson in this course, EDT 411, Instructional Materials Evaluation Techniques. In our last class, we discussed the basics of instructional media and the general principles of evaluation. Today, we will be taking a tour on evaluation models, and it promises to be an exciting one. So, fasten your seatbelts. The pilot is ready to fly you high. See you in class. So, welcome to class. The course again is EDT 411. Our topic today is evaluation model. I remain your facilitator, Kunle Oladejo. What are objectives of this lesson? At the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the concepts of evaluation with examples, recall the general functions of evaluation, analyze the advantages of evaluation, drawing from the last class. You should be able to describe what evaluation model means with examples, explain the uniqueness of Provost discrepancy model, and apply the Provost model to evaluate instructional media. Because this course is generally about evaluation, we will be reminding ourselves a lot in this course about what evaluation is as we progress from lesson to lesson. Again, simply put, evaluation is a process that helps you to gather information, process the information, and make judgments out of that information. It helps you to make decision. And so we say, when you assess, when you measure, and you give valid judgments, what you have done is to evaluate. What are the functions of evaluation? Evaluation helps you to understand the growth, the interest, and the potentiality of what is under assessment. It could be a student, it could be a process. It helps to discover the needs of students, for example, in the class as a teacher. When you evaluate, it tells you the strengths and the weaknesses of your scholars, and then you know where to help which student from. Evaluation guides you as an evaluator to plan appropriately. It reveals the extent to which instructional objectives have been achieved in a given situation. So, when you target in a class for a particular term or a session, is to achieve 10 things. At the mid-term or at the mid-session, you want to ask yourself, how far have we gone? You can only be answering that question if you evaluate your current status. And that tells you how well you have succeeded or how much of failure you have acquired and what plan you need to make or what adjustments you need to make. That is what evaluation does for you. Evaluation helps you to create dependable basis for making judgments. Shola will not go to the next class. Why will she not go to the next class? You will be saying this based on what the evaluation report gives you. Evaluation serves as a tool for rating performance. Having said this much about evaluation, drawing from that understanding, what then is evaluation model? Evaluation model is just that established way, method, path of making your assessments, your measurements, and drawing your judgments. That style, that path, that method you have adopted in ensuring that the report of evaluation you'll be given is dependable. That is a model. That's how you have done it. That is a model. Today, there are several models of evaluation. We will be mentioning quite some in this lesson. But basically, evaluation models can be categorized into two. Evaluation models can either be prescriptive or descriptive. Evaluation models either tells you how you should carry out an evaluation, or it helps you to assess what is currently established. Generally speaking, evaluation models either prescribe or describe what evaluators do. When it tells you what rules, what guidelines to follow to ensure or to carry out an evaluation, that is prescriptive. It's telling you how you should do it. It's prescribing. When the evaluation model is telling you, oh, this is how it was done, what rules, what guidelines do you need to follow to say how it was done, that is a descriptive model. And as I said earlier, there are several models today. Among them include the Provost discrepancy model, the Cronbach's model, the Michael model, the contenance model, and of course, the CIPP model. The C stands for context, the E for the input, the first P for process, and the last P for the product. Of all the models that we have mentioned, our interest in this lesson is the Provost discrepancy model. Just as the name implies, the discrepancy model. This model is so simple and can easily be adapted into any of the teaching and learning functions. Let's look at it. It's only looking out for a difference. You will recall that in our last class, we did say that one of the guiding principles of evaluation is that you are measuring against an established standard. It therefore implies that the discrepancy model wants to look at, oh, where is the established standard? What is it that you have produced at this time? Where lies the difference? So as a teacher in the classroom or as an evaluator of an instructional model, your interest is, oh, this is what this material should look like. This is what has been produced. Where is the difference? With this difference, is it good enough to go, or we need to go back to the drawing board? That is what the Provost discrepancy models tells you. It has basically three phases. The discrepancy phase, where you measure the difference. The program performance phase, where you tell the level of accomplishment or results. And of course, the last phase, which is the design standard phase. And that tells you, oh, has the objective been met based on these results, based on what has been accomplished? Do we think that our set goal is achieved? This is it about the Provost model. And so we say that the resting pillar of this model rests in the statement that says the results when the program hits the road aren't always the same or identical with the initial plan. Discrepancy can occur. Just before we look at how to use the Provost model to evaluate any instructional material, let's consider the statement. What gets measured gets done. If you don't measure results, you can't tell success from failure. Is that true? I'm thinking so. If you can't see success, you can't reward it. If you can't reward success, you are probably rewarding failure. If you can't see success, you can't learn from it. If you can't recognize failure, you can't correct it. If you can't demonstrate results, you can't win public support. Maybe Mitokamo. This statement is attributed to Osborne and Gebler, 1992. So, how to evaluate instructional media using the Provost model? There are basically 6 steps to follow, and we'll just take them one after the other. The first step from the Provost model is to establish the program design standard, that which can be likened to what we said earlier about an established standard that you want to measure against. So the first level is, or the first step is, establish a program standard. The next is to plan evaluation using the discrepancy model. In other words, you have 3 phases for your evaluation. The first phase tells you the difference. You can still recall. The second phase helps you or tells you how to measure the results, or what results you have measured, or what accomplishments you have made. And of course, the last stage tells you whether you have met the objectives or not. So let's go back to the first level and let's adapt it. You have established the program standard. So for your for your instructional material, you want to specify what should be achieved. You want to specify what the instructional material should look like. You plan the evaluation model. That's the second stage. So for your material, you plan the evaluation based on the set's objective. The third step is to collect information on performance. How do you adapt that? You collect information on the media or on the material accomplishments. How well was it able to achieve the set objective? Okay, this is what you want to make. You want to make a model of a car, for example. How well have you been able to achieve that? Do you have the 4 tires, the windscreen, the side glasses? You want to see that all of these, are they in line with what has been set as the objective? The fourth level is now to look out for the discrepancy. So you want to check out, where is the standard that you have established? Where is the product that you are evaluating? Are they really alike? Where lies the difference? That is the fourth stage. The fifth stage is, you then want to look at it. So if it does not match what you have established, we say alter performance or alter standard. So there are 2 things to do there. This is what you want to achieve, but this is what you are able to achieve. So you want to look at it, okay, with what I've been able to achieve, with the level of likelihoodness, or with the level of resemblance, so to say, the level of resemblance, should I discard this or I should accept it? That is the 5th level, and that level is very, very critical, because that tells you whether you want to modify that instructional material, whether you want to put 1 or 2 touches to ensure that it's looking like the standard, or to ensure that you are at least very, very close to what the set objectives are. Then of course, the last stage will be to, which is resulting from the 5th stage, will be to either discard what you have done or take it in as your new product. Oh, the pilot is just telling me that we are at our destination on this journey. But just before the plane lands, what have we learned? In this lesson, we reminded ourselves of the concepts of evaluation, and we did say that we'll be doing this at almost every lesson. We discussed the advantages of evaluation. We described what evaluation models mean with examples. We explained the uniqueness of Provost's model. We talked about its simplicity and how you can easily adapt it to teaching and learning functions. Of course, we explained how the model can be used to evaluate instructional media. These are what we have learned in this lesson today. It is my hope that we all have enjoyed this class. Before next class, do your best to read more on the first lesson and on the second lesson. Visit the class sites to contribute to the discussion forum, to do your quizzes, and of course, attend all activities. Until next lesson, keep learning and stay safe. For now, take care of yourself.